Hello, sir. You worked for more than 9 years with banking industry development agencies before joining foodmandu. Do you think having prior corporate experience helps a person in starting up or promoting and managing startups? If yes, in what ways?
So, I mean, in terms of corporate experience, it's always good to have. It's not a necessity as such to have corporate experience to start up something of your own. Because I mean, you have examples in the world, not only in the world, in Nepal as well, about so many people starting up so many businesses without having corporate experiences. But nonetheless, corporate experience obviously helps you a lot. So that is why I would say I mean, corporate experience should be taken. At least you should start somewhere to understand management concepts. Likewise, move up the ladder. It really provides you a very broader perspective on how you can actually manage challenges. Okay? So that is my perspective actually.
You joined foodmandu last year as a chief operating officer and were promoted as a CEO in less than a year. How is this possible?
So I think it is the trust of the founder and the board members that they have on me. So to start off, actually, foodmandu there wasn't a position of a CEO before. So initially, foodmandu we were already thinking. I mean, the founders, the board, the shareholders, they were already thinking about succession planning for the organization. I mean, I wouldn't consider foodmandu to just be a startup anymore. It's transitioned. It started in 2010 and now it's moved on. Okay? So that way, I think the movement is going towards a corporate transition. So as a CEO, the position is created actually like a probation period for me to actually see how things can move along, how successful can actually happen. So that is one part where we're looking at. So we understand that the founder has managed the company for so long, and with the founder's trust as well on us. So I also represent True North Associates, one of the founders of foodmandu. I'm also the investment manager there. So basically, two is I've been saying I can come in with this part and actually help the company provide more financial value in terms of management expertise, given the experience that I have. But obviously, that 1 year should be to understand the company in and out, reality. So rather than just putting me in a position, say, let's start off. It would be nice actually to know the company start. Then maybe if things go right, if the founder believes in it, if the shareholders believe in it, if the board members they like how the transition is happening, then we move to the next step. So this is how actually it panned out pretty well. So last.
Foodmandu has embarked on a 9-year journey, which must have been a big roller coaster ride. What is the major driving principle that has guided Foodmandu's great success in Kathmandu?
So, I mean, in terms of foodmandu, since its early inception in 2010, it has seen a lot. I mean, maybe at that point of time, it was too early from its days to keep. Had this idea been incepted maybe in the Silicon Valley or any other global places, it would have seen a different picture altogether. But it was created in Nepal by our founders, and it has witnessed the earthquake, it has witnessed the unofficial blockades, So it has survived all of those. But we see light at the end of the tunnel for this kind of a business. That is why we've been there. And it also provides a unique convenience for its customers in Nepal, for a city like Nepal, where the landscape is different, where the geography is different, in terms of the food businesses altogether is changing and it's evolving over time. So I think that is what has kept us there and what has kept us moving all the while as well.
Do you think food delivery alone is a sustainable business in Nepal?
So that's to think about it in a way that, I mean, we've been operating for the past 9 years now, this November will be 9, and we believe that it is a business that will generate bottom lines for the company in the meantime, in a while, slowly. But obviously, if you really look at it, the company has recently just broken even. So it takes time, patience, it takes a lot of awareness in the market to actually understand this kind of business. So if you talk about food delivery, I think if you really measure the growth or how the awareness is spread, it's just been simply 1 or 2 years. Given the learning point, it's right now. So if you look at that way, going forward, we see it as a very sustainable business, yes. But we don't plan to take food alone. Anything related with food is what we want to move ahead with as well.
How long did it take foodmandu to reach the break-even point?
So as I told you earlier, foodmandu is very recently reach break-even point. It's about 5 to 6 months. And that has actually, it is an accumulation of all the hard work that has been put behind since its inception, since the time it was invested by its investors as well. It is a group work, I believe. It's a teamwork. From a single room delivery processing system to now having 2 offices in Kupang and Barberni, the company has progressed. So it's not that we've made a lot of money. Yes, we've broken even. We are at operating profit very recently, and we plan to increase that and actually run the company more effectively going forward.
How is foodmandu being funded? Is every order profitable for foodmandu? If no, how is foodmandu planning to reduce the cash burn?
Okay, so initially, in terms of who is funding Foodmandu as a company is primarily funded by its founders and its investors through North Associates, which is a local private equity firm in Nepal. So the funding is done from that end. In terms of, let's say, are we losing money on every order? We were, but now we are not. And that is why we've broken even as well, and we're moving towards a more bright future for Foodmandu. We're trying to scale it bigger. The idea is we have had cash burns previously, but we have made initiatives to actually reduce that to a whole different level so that we can actually have a very sustainable, profitable business where we provide customers the right kind of services and at an affordable price.
How is Nepali market different from subcontinent markets? What are the things you have learned?
So the Nepalese market in terms of food delivery is slightly very different from how it is being operating in the US or Europe or India. Like when we look at US, Europe or India, the address systems are so well established and they work on a more hub and spoke kind of model. But if you look at Nepal, the restaurants are not evenly distributed in all the locations, the good restaurants at least. So then what happens is most of the restaurants are centrally located. So, and our geography is so diverse that we have residential places as far as Budalingkonta, Vaisipati, Bapakhel, Bhaktapur and so forth, right? So our idea of a hub and spoke model does not actually correspond to how it's working internationally or globally, right? So in that case, it's different. So, for example, my rider has to, if there's an order from Budalingkonta, the usual suspect of restaurants or that the orders come from would be from Central City. So my rider, if he's in Pulso, he has to come all the way to the restaurant centrally, maybe Dharamar, then take it up to Budalingkonta. It is different, but if you look at the global context, right? In global context, it's like let's say if you take a look at Zomato or Swiggy, you're only allowed the choice of restaurants within a certain radius of maybe 2 to 3 kilometers alone. But in Nepal, we provide a whole gamut of restaurants at your convenience. On the tip of your fingers, you can order from restaurants as far as maybe in Bhaktapur, Baneshwar, even if you're located in Bapakhel, you can order from a restaurant in Bodha, even if you're located at, let's say, Vaisipati. So we are trying to give that convenience, and while providing such kind of convenience, there are certain hindrances that come up in terms of operations. And I think Foodmandu, we are technologically and operationally trying to remove those hindrances and make it more time efficient and effective going forward.
There are increasingly more and more competitors entering the online food ordering business. And since delivery is the main cost in food tech, how is Foodmandu going to approach the market in order to stand out from the crowd?
So in terms of competition, I think competition is good actually for the market, right? Because for the past 6 to 7 years, Foodmandu was the flag bearer in terms of providing online food delivery systems. And it was alone making all the awareness efforts to educate people about these kind of services, the e-com service that is available, right? But now with competition coming in, we are more than welcome towards competition. As long as it helps to grow the market altogether, we'd love that, and we appreciate the competition that is. We have a very cooperative kind of competition-based approach towards our competition. That is collaborative competition. So at the end of the day, it's a win-win situation for all our competitors as well as for us, right? That is how we actually perceive it. We've had that edge of initially being able to interact with our customers. Nonetheless, our whole ideas or how we guide our marketing decisions, operational decisions is guided by the central theory that we keep us customers at the center of things while also ensuring that it it is commercially viable for the company to ensure that kind of convenience and quality service to our customers. So that is how we actually look at things. So if you look at competition, when we look at competition, how do we stay ahead of it? It is providing maybe timely delivery is what we're trying to reach out for. How to bring that down, we're using technological advancements. So if you recently look at how our app has been evolving over time, earlier there were no options, but we had to call our customers to confirm orders. That was because a lot of our new customers would not know, like the order to body something, the deliver or say or that. So for that purpose, we actually call our customers, confirm their orders, and then move forward. But now, so that will actually take some time, maybe 2 to 3 minutes. Now, if you look at our application now, if you just with the tick of a button, you can avoid that call. You can confirm your order. So innovations like that are helping us reduce our time. They're making let's say they're allowing us to provide more effective service to our customers. Nonetheless, we are actually reaching out to a lot of restaurants, educating them how actually foodmandu or services like foodmandu will enable are actually complementary to their business. They're not competitors. We're actually a dependent function on restaurants, and our whole effort is always to increase the business of our stakeholders as well while providing convenience and service to our customers. So that is how we look at it.
Where does foodmandu see itself in the next 5 years, and the challenges and opportunities you see going forward?
For foodmandu, I mean, we have a long-term plan from a board perspective as well as a shareholder perspective. Our idea is actually to be pan-Nepal, a company that is pan-Nepal and even reaching out to the neighboring states of India. That is how we envision ourselves in the next 5 years, along with a lot of vertical growths that we have been encompassing or at least discussing, which I mean you will be seeing with time how we are actually evolving out of that.
Unemployment is seen to be a big problem in Nepal. For the graduates, do you advocate the idea of starting up fresh out of college?
See, I mean, the startup concept right now is such a romanticized concept. And the way you look at it is everyone wants to be a master to themselves, everyone wants to run something of their own, everyone wants to be the next Mark Zuckerberg or the next Elon Musk, right? It's good to have that kind of ambition. It's not wrong at all. It's brilliant actually. But you gotta understand the kind of ideas that you're about to implement, along with what kind of problems are you going to solve. An idea alone is not enough, is what I would say to most of the graduates. The ability to convert, to commercialize that idea is very important. Innovation is not invention and passion alone, right? So innovation requires you to be able to create that invention, be passionate about it, then actually have the ability to commercialize it as well. So unless you understand that concept very strongly and hold dearly, I mean, you can't just be running after it. I'm going to start with this, I'm going to start with that. Right? It has to be thought about. I mean, every idea, if you look at it from today's point of view, be it Facebook, Uber, or our local companies like Patal or Doodle, they've had their good share of groundwork, research, thought about it, how they're going to commercialize it, by when are they going to actually, let's say, hit break-even. Even for companies like foodmandu, it is very thought about that at what order are we going to hit break-even. What are the contingency plans that we have if it does not work that way? So these are areas you should really look at when you're starting up something of your own. But nonetheless, it's still a brilliant idea. I mean, the energy that is being created in the capital in Nepal today about startups, it's very exciting. It's nice. But nonetheless, like your first question, does corporate maybe working under somebody help you? Yes, it provides some kind of management guidance. It gives you perspective, a broader perspective on how to look at things. Right? On how to network, on how to manage your relationships with people, or how to actually even manage your financial planning. There are so many components within a startup. During the initial phases of the startup, things are very centrally governed. As you catch scale, that is where management principles or your management skills really come into play. That is when you need help or when you need that right team mix that helps you take that company to the next level.
How has foodmandu contributed in addressing this great problem of unemployment here in our country, Nepal?
So as of today, foodmandu employs over 160 people. Right? That is a mixture of delivery riders, heroes without capes, and then we have our call center team and our sales, marketing, financing. So we employ a lot of people. We have taken initiatives actually to include to have gender inclusion as well. We try to hire female writers as well. and we have been successful to a certain extent as well. So we have a lot of cases of where we try reach out to, we go out to various colleges and actually promote foodmandu as a place to work, as a fun place to work, as a place to actually build your career on. So these are initiatives that foodmandu has been taking, right? So we have amongst our heroes that do not wear capes, we have people who've returned from Qatar, who've returned from Malaysia, who've returned from South Africa, and if you talk to them, they'll tell you how foodmandu as a platform has been providing a great, brilliant platform where they can actually help themselves financially. So these are areas we're working on. We're actually trying to expand our workplace and our geographical boundaries as well to accommodate more people so that we can provide more employment and generate more businesses. Because the idea is food menu being sustainable and profitable is an area where it can help its stakeholders, internal stakeholders as well, right?
What was your first investment and what did you learn from it?
I think my first investment was in the stock market. I was, I think, about 2021 when I made my first investment. I was at that time working with Standard Chartered Bank and I wanted to invest. So I had some money, I wanted to invest into something. Obviously, the number of classes that you have in Nepal are limited. So equities, secondary stock market was what I invested in. So I invested in a pretty much, I won't name that right now. I mean, I did that investment with the least of my, it was very intuitive. Right? I didn't do my research, but I took that gamble. My learning out of there was you put your money and that interest, right, that fear, that excitement actually keeps you engaged there, to keep you motivated to do more, right? So that made me actually, post my first investment is how I started taking deep interest into the stock market as well at that point of time. And that is where my passion for finance and strategy was also developed after that first investments.
Lastly, what message do you have for the young generation who are looking to start their own business and indulge themselves in the Nepalese business market?
I mean, I meet a lot of young people, right? I have a lot of cousins of my own who wants to start so many different things of their own. They have brilliant ideas. But I mean, ideas, I keep telling you, ideas alone are not enough, right? You really need to understand how it is going to be commercially viable. Because till what stage are you going to, you should have all of those figured out. Like, you should be able to encompass who are your main stakeholders that you're reaching out, what is the value proposition that you're providing, and what kind of problem are you actually addressing? Is it a commercially viable problem that you're addressing? So those kind of questions have to be addressed before you actually start off something of your own, right? So this is my advice to them is do your research really well. Reach out to people. I mean, try to grab hold of mentors in the market. Reach out to them. Reach out to people who've actually started things, who failed, because there is more learning in failure. But nonetheless, don't be afraid to fail. I mean, the idea is to fail fast and learn faster, right? So that your next big idea can work better than your past failed ideas. So I mean, that's what I tell young people. Don't be afraid to try new things. Go for it. Do your research well. Find the right people who can advise you or guide you as well. And I think it will be a good journey altogether. It will be a good learning experience. I mean, startup or starting a company altogether is a super steep learning curve altogether. So don't be afraid to ride that curve altogether.